Hello there, my name's Ms.RedNebula and welcome back to Planet Zoo. This one's just a short video today. I wanted to try my hand at doing something a little bit different with the enclosure that I created here for the ostriches, which was to make it a little bit more like what you'd see at, like an ostrich farm or something like that if you went someplace and just barn buildings and stuff. Nothing really fancy or anything. My idea was essentially that trying to figure out how to work the system inside of franchise mode, because like I said, I think I've mentioned a couple of times that I'm really kind of considering whether or not I want to play the game in actual franchise mode as opposed to just jumping straight into sandbox and having access to everything. I'm kind of was enjoying the management aspect of things during the beta. And I also wanted to see, how you'd go about building a set of pens that had that very squarish, rectangular feel to them and being very precise with how the fences are. I do apologize if there's some noise in the background. Our neighbors are having a bunch of yard work done today, so hopefully none of that's getting picked up, but I've got a condenser mic and it likes to pick up everything. Yeah, first thing they do is start a fight. Figures. The ostriches were really, really cute, actually. I like the little noises that they make. And as soon as I unpause the game immediately, I get this huge crowd of people turns up and wants to come and see the ostriches, so I built them a path to get there. It turned out that what I built for the ostriches here ended up being just a smidge too small. But they did basically start breeding immediately, and even though a lot of the animals by the end of the beta had their breeding turned down quite a bit, I don't think the ostriches did, because oh my gosh, this was one of the last things that I did during the beta. There's one more build after this, and then I'm gonna do a sort of retrospective. Oops, I think my game crashed there for a second. Sorry about that. But yeah, this was one of the last things that I did, and it's probably not the world's best build. I didn't end up putting... I've got the whole building put together, and I like how it turned out, but it's very, very plain in comparison to doing a real nice fancy build, so I guess that was kind of what I was going for, In any case, I thought the ostriches turned out to be quite fun, and the babies were just adorable. Think of how I wanted to make the building have just a little bit more visual interest than just being, here's a wall, here's a roof. And I ended up doing some stuff in the middle of it to just kind of give the building a little bit more visual interest than just being this one straight flat roof right across, even though that's really kind of what you'd get in real life. Just kind of building like you'd get out of the sort of pre-packaged, this is what you get kind of thing, Ended up lifting up the center section and also made a sign for it, which you'll see just in a little while here. Yeah, there's me lifting up the center part of the building just to say, hey, this is a little bit more interesting. It kind of reminds me of, when you see the farm animals at a state fair or something like that. Then it might be kind of a fun build, and again, just to sort of get my head wrapped around the fencing system a little bit more, because of course I do plan to be doing tutorials and stuff on this once the game comes out, and if I'm going to do that, I need to know what the heck I'm doing, of course. Like here is building a little sign for Ostrich Acres. Like I said, if I do end up doing franchise mode, I kind of had this thought in mind that it would start out as this humble little ostrich farm, somebody who really wanted to do something with animals, but they never really had much money for it, so they just started with a bunch of ostriches, and then at some point or other, somebody surrendered to them like a green iguana or something like that, so they built a little enclosure for a green iguana, and then it started to become something more than just a farm with ostriches, it started to become, well, here we're going to take in some different types of animals and stuff, and then sort of snowball from there. And I don't know, I might see how that goes. It seems like it'd be a fun idea to have a little bit more of a narrative. I tried working the ostrich little cutout piece into the sign, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I'd probably spend, if I had a bit more time on this, I'd probably make more kind of pen-like enclosures back toward the back there, but as it was, it gave them some hard shelter and put down all of the bedding and stuff for them and a few of the enrichment items that they quite liked. Like I said, this wasn't exactly a huge build, and we're coming to the end of it now, so I will leave off with a few beauty shots of the ostriches, which, like I said, I'm trying to leave the sound in for these guys because they make these cute little calls, which I don't think I've ever heard an ostrich do in real life. And in fact, the last time that I saw ostriches at a zoo was at one of our local ones here in Arizona, the Wildlife World Zoo, and we were the only people around at the time, and I think the ostriches thought we were coming to feed them, because the entire, I don't know, what do you call a herd of ostriches? A mob of ostriches or whatever, but they all just started walking towards us. I might have video, I definitely have at least photos, but I might have video of that, and if I do, I will stick in a little piece of video here, because it was so funny. We were like, are they coming to get us? I really think they are just snapping at stuff in the air. I mean, I think they think that we're here to feed them, but they must just not be used to the new enclosure. You are something else. Crazy dinosaurs. So, ostriches are cool. I mean, this might be a fun way to start out franchise mode. In any case, that's it for this one. Feel free to like or comment, and if you want random updates from my little world of art and gaming, subscribe. If you enjoy what I do and are interested in supporting the channel, check out my Patreon. A big thank you to my current patrons. That's all for now. Bye!